Walgreens is set to close 1,200 stores over the next 3 years with additional 800 in the pipeline. What does this mean for community impact? Maybe you fill your prescriptions at your local Walgreens and maybe your family scripts as well. Maybe this is the nearest by pharmacy to you. How does this impact you? For my fellow pharmacists and healthcare practitioners, what does this mean for you? What does this mean for the industry? And then for my investors out there and traders, right? Is this a saving grace for it's on the charts? It looks like a dying company, right? They've been losing some money. Their footprint is just been overtaken by their big brother, big sister, CVS, as well as the online pharmacy delivery business. And Amazon as well has been stepping up, sneaking up from behind. All right. So what does this mean? All of it will be discussed in today's video. So if you enjoy that type of discussion, I would love for you to comment down below and say, hey, I'm excited for this, right? Let me know where you're tuning in from as well. Give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy this video after you watch it. I appreciate you so much. Now, without further ado, let's jump right into the goodness. Now, this video is sponsored by Leverage University. If you want to know, I'm a holistic life and business coach and strategist for entrepreneurs and thought leaders. I'm an investor and a trader, and I have a background in pharmacy as well with a PharmD and an undergrad in chemistry. So this gives me a little bit of context here to connect with some of my fellow healthcare practitioners, but also my investors to kind of have a legitimate perspective on what I feel like this may have an impact for anyone and everyone. All right. So Leverage University is where we reside. This is our community inside of Discord, right? My one-on-one mentorships, my coaching practice as well. And you can check out this. You can join the community for free, book a call and say, hey, Brian, I enjoy your video. I want to connect with you, man, and see what's up, right? You can join the community at the club, right? Just to get more information, connect with other high-level professionals. And then if you want more information on how to build a business, how to improve your life, how to understand the trading sector and the financial markets, right? As well as your credit, right? So we do have that information too. So would love to have you inside. There you go. Without further ado, let's jump into all the information here, the logistics. So Walgreens is an American multinational holding company headquartered in Deerfield, Illinois. Now, for those that don't know, Walgreens, people always, Walgreens Boots Alliance. What is that? It's a holding company that includes not only Walgreens in the United States as a pharmacy retail chain, but Boots in the UK. That's their Walgreens version, okay, in the UK. Now, it has some other distribution companies, manufacturing companies underneath the holdings. But let's make a little, correlation here between the two conglomerates, CVS and Walgreens. As far as health clinics go, CVS is beating, right? 1,100 stores, while Walgreens only has 400 with medical clinics. And that number may have changed just at the time of this recording. Rewards, we all know the long receipts with extra bucks, okay? I used to work for CVS, so long receipt of extra bucks. We're very familiar with that. It's being marketed. You get your little money back and you're, wondering what in the world is this receipt? Okay, so there is the reward system with Walgreens lagging behind there. Cost basis, typically, CVS might be slightly more inexpensive than Walgreens, right? Market share, CVS has a slightly larger market share, obviously, than Walgreens with a 24.5% compared to Walgreens' 18%. The reimbursement model as well, a little bit better with CVS. And then the market cap, you can see the difference there. Market cap for Walgreens is only $9.56 billion at the time of this recording. And then CVS is $81.79 billion at the time of this recording. Insurance, big move by CVS to partner and integrate Aetna, as well as their integration inside of Target. If you did not know, that is where I personally used to work, is Target Pharmacy. And before everyone just saw CVS in there and didn't fill their scripts at Target, it was Target Pharmacy. CVS bought out Target Pharmacy. Now you have CVS's inside of Target. All right. So CVS, as you can see, is still making a very good footprint to where they still have relevance in the retail pharmacy chain. But Walgreens is struggling. It's struggling. So anytime you have a company that is starting to remove overhead expenses, started to get rid of, quote unquote, I hate to say this, but dead weight, okay? Stores that aren't performing, right? Stores that just really aren't bringing them any revenue because they are operating a business. So that means lost jobs, pharmacists, technicians, patients having to transfer scripts, things of that nature, okay? So let's take a look at that, okay? So here is the sentiment. Walgreens plans to Closed nearly 1,200 stores as it widens in 2023. I'm not going to read through all this, right? Maybe I'll connect this down below, or you can just search on Yahoo Finance. Just wanted to bring you that, right? You can see here that they also were removed from some of the top indexes, the NASDAQ as well as the Dow Jones. Okay, so they were removed from both of those and replaced with SMCI, right, as well as Amazon in the Dow. So this is another unfortunate situation that they just started to just be pushed out of the equation. Okay, now let's look at the financials, and we'll go into the charts as well. Let me just read myself just a little bit here. So when we go into the financials, you can see here that this is in thousands. Okay, so we're talking about billions here. Okay, so all I want you to focus on as far as the number goes is, does this number of revenue go up in value? Okay, so are they generating more revenue? You can see from 2021, let's just go back in the last 3 years. 2021, yes, slightly. Yes, yes. Okay. Now, if we look at their operating costs, those operating costs are going up in, that needs to decrease, okay, to increase profit margins. Now, if we look at net income, okay, where's operating income, net income, right here, just this number. Do you see how profitability, and then you start going into the negative? Yo, what's going on here? Come on now. Now, I'm a huge advocate of health and wellness as well. So one of the reasons, not to go on a long story, but one of the reasons why I parted ways is I believe that we can heal our bodies naturally, but also there's very important life-saving medications that are on the market that have kept your family members around, that have saved lives, that have kept people in your life, right? But slowly but surely, we want to wean off of those things and begin healing our body naturally. So I am not a big fan of pushing the drugs, right? The prescription medications onto our loved ones anyways. So, hey, if we're selling less scripts and folks are getting healthier, unfortunately, hey, we don't need a retail pharmacy chain, in my opinion. Okay. So there are the numbers that prove that you're over leveraged. You got too much stuff going on. You're either paying folks too much. You got too many bodies, right? Unfortunately, I'm sorry if you do work for Walgreens and you're listening to this, right? But also they're trying to save the business. You have to make business moves like this to be able to keep the business around for people who do like Walgreens, who do need that local Walgreens in their community to stay around, right? So there's the numbers. There's what's going on. Let's check out the charts. Okay. Let's check out the charts. Let's go into WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance. And you can see here, maybe you can't just yet, that Walgreens has been absolutely getting crushed, right? Crushed. Okay. Consolidation here, right? This is back in 1990. Consolidation, right? Growing. The retail pharmacy business starts picking up in 2013. I'm not sure exactly what they were doing in 2013, 2014. Okay. So you're more than welcome to comment down below if you know personally. Okay. This is when I was getting into pharmacy. This is when pharmacy was booming. This is when everyone was making the big bucks, right, in pharmacy. This is when, I had got into pharmacy school. I was in pharmacy school at this time. So to see this boom, and then to see right when I was telling my colleagues, and when I was telling folks, hey, I just don't see it anymore, I'm going to have to figure out another way to impact people in a positive manner. And you can see here, if I have any of my pharmacists on here, or anyone that knows any pharmacists, you can kind of see here the decline in just medication, or people wanting to be on medication, or the distribution of it, right? So you have a footprint of retail chain, a store that's taking up real estate space that you're spending money on, that people are rather go to Target and get everything they need, rather go to Walmart and get everything they need, going to Sam's Club, getting everything they need, right? So they're spending less time at that retail pharmacy chain and picking up little knickknacks, and they may have their prescription filled there, okay? So Walgreens without growth, this is the kind of chart you get. Now, we're sitting down here at almost extreme lows. Like this is going out of business. Like it is to the end of time, but there's some life down here. It reached a low of $8 and it popped to 10. Okay. Now what you see here on my chart is you see this, what we call as a Fibonacci retracement tool. I'm not going to get into it, but all it is, it tells you from the extreme highs to the extreme lows in the period of time that you're looking at the interval here. I'm looking on a monthly chart. So I'm thinking big picture for Walgreens. Each candlestick represents the month of Walgreens in that time period, what happened with the price action during that month. So we can see that Walgreens was at $68.90 at the top, fell all the way back to $8, and now it got a pop to 10. So do you see these retracement levels that are starting to pick up here, which is $22, okay, 31, 38, 45, 55. And then we have these levels down here that used to be held as support, which is sitting right at 15. So as Walgreens tries to creep back up, it's going to try to head towards these specific levels. So Walgreens is going to try to hold above 10, head to 15, hold above 15 roughly, head to 22. All right. So that is how a retracement happens. Now, for my traders and investors to start rounding this thing out, not to keep you too long, this is the golden pocket. Okay. So I drew this here. Okay. I can move this. So I drew this here. And then you can look at this 23.6% to 38.2% as the golden pocket. All that means is that that is when big money investors, hedge funds, they start getting real interested in that particular company, stock, index, whatever it is, right? So this right here is where volume would typically pick up. So if Walgreens got back somehow above 25, okay, then and settles there, then we may have some action, some news, something. It may happen in the next 3 to 5 years or something of that nature if they slowly but surely start creeping back up and save the company, right? If somehow they get acquired or they create some partnership, I could see also how that could help it out. Very similar to how CVS did with Target Pharmacy, right? So that is a possibility for Walgreens. So when news like this happens, as an investor-minded person, we look at this as a positive sentiment potentially, right? It's a start. From a consumer side, it's frustrating because you have jobs lost, you have communities impacted, and it's at the expense, right? And that's where that wealth gap starts to shift, right? Where some people are struggling while other people are making money off of these moves, right? Which side do you want to be on? And it's okay for both sides. I just want, again, people to be informed, right? Not misinformed and not know how this game works if you haven't been taught it, okay? So another indication is we got an extreme oversold level here on the relative strength index, or the RSI. It tells us when things are at a complete low and they may have some interest in recovering, or the company may be releasing some news that may recover it over a period of time, okay? Our MACD, not going to go over that, but there's the simplicity of how Walgreens potentially could recover, what it might do. And I just want to cover this on this video. And finally, let's look at a correlation between, let's go to Google Finance. And I want to type in WBA, okay? And I want to do a correlation between the S&P 500. So let's compare to the S&P 500. And let's compare to CVS, okay? Now, I want to do it over a bigger time horizon. So let's do it over the 5 years. So you see that Walgreens is the dark blue line. S&P 500, right, is the yellow line. And then we have a light blue line. So what you typically want from a company is you typically want it to either coincide with the S&P, right, the top 500 companies during that period of time, or you want it to exceed and start beating the S&P 500, outperforming it. So CVS has been keeping up with the S&P, right? Good dividend, been keeping up. And slowly but surely, just in this time span of 2023, we're starting to see a change. It doesn't matter how good the company is. I'm like, I'm not going to CVS. I'll just go to Target or Walmart, right? Fill my script there, get my groceries, get everything I need, right? And it's hard to keep up with that type of business model and that type of company that it has an extreme market cap compared to you, and you're just trying to keep your footprint on the corner, right? So even CVS just starting to falter compared to the S&P, but not as much as Walgreens has. It just never kept up with the growth that CVS was trying to, impart, right? So there is your correlation. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for listening. If this brought you some value, again, comment down below. There'll be more videos, some educational videos, some more correlation. If there's a company you want me to cover, right, let me know that too. I will do a whole analysis over that company about where it may go, the levels, things of that nature. Until next time, see you later. Peace, love, and blessings.